my 5 things every knife maker needs. Hello and welcome to a new kind of format for this YouTube channel. I call it the shop talk. It's kind of information for you, beginner knife maker, knife enthusiast, or maybe you're just interested in knife making and know more inside details of how to be and how to make knives. The first episode here right now, I'm gonna talk about my 5 things that I think every knife maker needs. This kind of video is just my personal insight. I'm sure there will be a lot of people who disagree with my opinion, but this is my opinion. If you have a different opinion, or if you have something in mind that is missing in this top 5, then please let me know down in the comments below. Sure, I can call this video the one tool that a knife maker needs. To be honest, this video will be very short. The tools a knife maker really needs is a set of files and a drill. Thanks for watching. Number 5, it's sandpaper. The choice of the right sandpaper can save you literally hours. First as I started knife making, I had like classic like Home Depot hardware store sandpaper. First of all, most of the time it's more expensive than a good sandpaper, and second of all, it's not that great. It's worn off pretty quick, it doesn't move material as well, and I started with this kind of cheap hardware. It cost me like nearly €1 per sheet. This stuff costs me now like 35 cents to 60 cents a piece. My personal opinion for you is try different sandpapers. Order some online and try different ones. We have this Portuguese made Rhino Wet. It's great for steel. It's not the best for wood, but it's still pretty good for wood, so we use it pretty much on wood and steel. It really made hand sanding blades so much easier. So get yourself some good sandpaper. It can literally save you hours. Number 4 is, in my opinion, one of the most important tools by starting knife making in general. The angle grinder. An angle grinder is great in all different kinds of spaces. We use it mostly to cut out material. We use it to grind surfaces for forge welding. It's better to have an angle grinder than sit here and cut everything out with a saw, because it takes you literally forever. It's a great tool, especially also for beginners. So get yourself an angle grinder. Number 3, the drill press. Yes, actually the drill press is a number 3, because number 2 and number 1 are for a knife even more important. It doesn't matter if you have like a €2,500 drill press like we have downstairs here, or if it's a €500 drill press that we have upstairs that we use to drill our handle materials with. What you also can do is use you can also use a cordless drill. There are so many steps in knife making that you need a drill for. A full tang knife, you need to have holes drilled for the pins. You need to have holes drilled for the epoxy pockets. You need to drill in the handle material the pins. And if you do hidden tang construction, you need to drill the holes for the tang to fit. So without a drill or a drill press, knife making will be very, very hard for you. But 2, there's a few different things I have in my mind. It's a very expensive tool, but also one of the most important for knife making itself. Talking about the heat treating oven. For example, I have an even heat oven. It cost me like €2,000 back in the days. Now they're a little bit more expensive. Heat treatment is the most important thing for a knife. You can have the nicest grinds, you can have the nicest handles, you can do inlays, whatever. If the heat treatment is done wrong, the whole knife, the whole purpose of the knife is useless. If the edge is not hard enough to hold an edge right, if you need to resharpen after every cut, heat treatment done bad, knife done bad. Of course, many of you will think now, Martin, I can't afford a 2,000 euro or more heat treating oven. I totally agree with you. In the first year of my self-employment, I didn't have one as well. But there's a few things that you can do that make your life easier in that way. Number one would be ask somebody. When I started knife making, through a friend I know, Simon Grill, he's a knife maker that lives like 20-25 minutes away from me. I made all my knives, I drove to him, I did the heat treatment there, or he did it for me, and then I drove back home again after that. Sure, it takes an afternoon or nearly a day, depending on steel and what the heat treatment is, but you will have 100% the right heat treatment and the knife will be good. Other possibilities are, there's a lot companies and also knife makers that offer heat treatment services. For example, we do like 10 to 15 knives a month for other people as a heat treatment service. Because sure, when you start knife making, you won't buy every fancy machine that you can. I know in a few seconds 3 places in Austria where you can get heat treatment. I know 3 places in Germany where you can get heat treatment. I know 10 people in the US where you can where they heat treat the knives for you. Take this few euros for shipping or drive there, get your knives heat treated, and be sure to have the right heat treatment, because this, in my personal opinion, is number 2 on my list of the top 5. So now we go to number 1. Number 1, the one and only machine. The machine that changes everything for a knife maker. The machine that does everything. And you now think like, it's a power hammer. Wrong! I'm talking about belt grinders. Belt grinders are your most important tool as a knife maker. You grind your steel, you grind your wood, you grind away pieces, you grind away material. Everything we do is mostly done by belt grinders. But Martin, why didn't you mention the forge? That's very easy, because forging is not necessary as a knife maker. Yes, I'm a bladesmith myself, I'm a trained blacksmith. I started forging before I even did a knife. What you really need are belt grinders. Let me walk you through different attachments. The flat platen is the most used attachment on our belt grinders. We grind our bevels with it, we grind all the shapes with it. They're, as they're called, flat, so it's pretty good to make stuff flat. It's pretty good to move material. Big radius wheel. Radius wheels are great for removing materials. You can grind S-grinds with it. You can do fullers of all kinds. A radius platen is a great attachment to do convex grinds, to do all different kind of roundings. Some people even do handle shaping and stuff like this on radius platens. Is it the most important? No. Is it nice to have? Oh yes. But there's one thing that I wish I could tell myself 7 years ago, that I finally should buy and not wait another 2 years to buy this attachment. The radius wheel attachment. It cost me like 200 euros back in the days. That's why I didn't want to buy it first, because yeah, I didn't have the money. I thought like I would rather spend it on something else like handle materials or steel than on this thing. If I knew, I would have bought it right away, because this little thing, these little attachments save you so much time. You can do consistent small little radius, you can do rock finishes, you can do everything, you can do fullers, you can do so many different things with this small radius attachment. The radius wheel attachments have different sizes. We have 20, 30 and 40 millimeter radius wheels. The 20 millimeter is our most used. As you can see right now, it's a 30 inside that I used for a special project that may or may not be already on YouTube. I mean, there's a reason why I have 5 of them. I have 2 for wood and a third one coming. Downstairs I have 3 other ones, and there's 2 for steel coming. So I have 7 belt grinders in a few weeks. 4 for steel, 3 for wood. Because you have different attachments, you have different possibilities to work. Especially in our case, we are always 2 people in the workshop. But in the time that I worked alone, when I didn't have employees yet, I still had 2 belt grinders. One always had the flat platen because you needed the most, and the second one had either the big radius platen, the 30mm, or the small wheel attachment as soon as I got it, because these 3 are the most used things in the workshop. Life as a bladesmith or a knife maker without a decent belt grinder is possible, but be honest, do you really want it? So get yourself a good belt grinder. This belt grinders are available from like 500 bucks up to 3.5, 4, 5,000. What's your budget? Buy one. If you disagree with my top 5, if you have an addition for my top 5, or if you have any other ideas that I could talk about with my 7 years full-time and 12 years in total experience in knife making, please let me know down in the comments below. This is the end of the video. I thank you so much for watching. Please, if I earned your subscription, it would be very nice of you to click the subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, and maybe show it to some friends that are also into knife making and need some help on their first purchases. So thank you everybody. I'll see you soon. That if you make a full tang, you need to draw. If you make a full tang, you need to. No. If. Was ist Baumarkt auf Englisch? Baumarkt, English. The basic, cheap,